point I wanted to tell you is his wife has nothing. Here interest is not mentioned specifically. Calculate the simple interest. A sum becomes 3 times itself means how we will take principal, we take it as 100. If the principal is 100, then what is the interest here? 200. Principal is 100, interest is 200. Put together 100 will become 300. A sum becomes 3 times. In how many years? 10 years. In how many years I said? 10 years. Find the rate of interest. Rate is equal to 100 into I. 100I by PT. 100 gets cancelled. 20. So rate of interest is 20%. The rate of interest is 20%. Next problem. The difference between the simple interest and compound interest. The difference between the simple interest and compound interest on a certain sum let out at 5% rate of annual interest. The difference between simple interest and compound interest on a certain sum let out at 5% rate of annual interest for 2 years. For 2 years is rupees 30. Is rupees 30. Find the sum. SUM sum. Find the sum. Compound interest minus simple interest is 30 rupees. The difference between simple interest and compound interest is 30 rupees means usually compound interest will be more, is it not? Definitely. That is the reason compound interest minus simple interest I wrote it as 30 rupees. At the rate of 5% for 2 years. Find the sum means you will have to find the principal. How do you find? See here, we don't know anything. Assume the principal to be 100. Principal is 100 means, what is the simple interest? 5% for 2 years means first year 5 rupees plus second year 5 rupees. Simple interest is how much? 10 rupees. What is the compound interest? Compound interest is 100 rupees. First year ending it will become 105. Second year ending 5% will be calculated on 105, is it not? 5% of 105 is 5.25, that is 110.25. Compound interest is how much? 10.25. I have calculated according to the problem only for 2 years, according to the rate of interest given in the problem. The difference between simple interest and compound interest is 0.25, is it not? When the difference is 0.25, the principal I assumed as 100. When the difference is 30 rupees, what would be the principal? Is it not? So more by less into 100. 2 decimals, 2 zeros. That is 12,000. So principal is 12,000. But for 2 years period, no need this type of calculation. Difference between simple interest and compound interest is equal to P into R by 100 whole square. For 2 years period only, this formula is applicable only for 2 years. And don't be over smart, and if we ask for 3 years, don't make it as cube. For 3 years period, this formula will not work out. If at all 3 years period is given, the calculation you go with this. Another year means another 5 rupees here. Again 110.5, again 5% on this. Difference you take. Understand? But usually in any competitive examination, 2 years will be given. 3 years means calculation will be more. Decimals will come. So 2 years means you use the formula. 3 years means you proceed with the method. For 3 years purpose only I told the method, otherwise I would have taken the formula directly. This is the formula not studied in your earlier school days. The difference between simple interest and compound interest for 2 years. Difference between the simple interest and compound interest, rupees 1250 for 2 years at the rate of 8% is the difference between the simple interest and compound interest on rupees R by 100 whole square. 25 50s, 25 4s, 52s, 8 gets cancelled. What is the difference? 8 rupees. If this model is missed, possibility of asking the second model. Write down that also. The compound interest on a certain sum, SUM sum, for 2 years is 1760. And if the simple interest is rupees 60, find the principal. Find the principal. The compound interest on a certain sum for 2 years is rupees 1760 and the simple interest is rupees 1600 for 2 years. Find the principal. So vague data, from the vague data, this is not a vague data, but from this data, what is the connectivity? That you must think. For 2 years means, first year is 800, second year is also 800, is it not? Compound interest is 1760 means, first year is 800 only. Because for 1 year duration, there won't be any difference between simple interest and compound interest. And second year will be how much? 960. Why we are getting 160 rupees extra means, in the principal 800 rupees extra is added. Because 800 additional amount is added to the principal, an additional of 160 interest we are getting. So for 800 rupees, the interest we are getting is 160, is it not? 800, if the interest is 160, for 100, what would be the interest? It will be less. Less by more into 160. 165's 520. So rate of interest is 20%. Rate of interest is 20%. What he asked, principal he wanted to find, is it not? So interest is 800. 800 for 1 year. Rate is 20%. You'll have to find principal. Principal is equal to 100 into I by rate into time. 4,000 rupees. The principal will become 4,000 rupees. Just I wanted to tell these two models. I have taken up simple interest and compound interest. Otherwise, simple interest and compound interest is a chapter that can be done by you. Because already percentages we did, profit, loss and discount we did. Man and place type problems. If one question is given means, they will cover 5 questions under that, one paragraph. Whether in blood relations or in seating arrangement, the same system will follow. In this, first what you do is, see the questions from 8th to 10th. 8th question to 10th question. In puzzle type questions, if the conditions are more, solving will be easier. If the conditions are less, solving will become difficult. Data, you will have to decide from which point you will have to arrange for seating arrangement for 5 people. They are facing the center. Means, if a person is here facing the center, this is left hand side and this is right hand side. If you write on the top of this, it will be the right hand side means you will arrange like this. Left hand side means you will arrange like this, clockwise and anti-clockwise. That is easier. What are the data given? C is the neighbor of A and B. C is the neighbor of A and B means C will be in the middle. A and B means A and B. Maybe A and B like this or side. C is the neighbor of A and B. E is to the immediate left of B. E is, B's left is E here, is it not? So here E will come. So therefore A will go from here, B will go from here. A, C, B and the remaining place is D. So the seating arrangement is E, D, A, C, B. Once you get the total circle, then answering the question is very easy. Which of the following is a false statement? All are correct, is it not? All are correct. So none of the given answers is false. None is false. What is the position of D? What is the position of D? Third to the right of B. B, 1, 2, 3, third to the right of B is correct. And question number 10, which of the following is a true statement? D is between A and E. D is between A and E is correct. Seating arrangement, read carefully from which point you will start. From that point only you will have to solve the question. He said, 8 friends, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V and W are sitting around a circle facing the center. So arrange for 8 people. 4, 6, 8 people. 8 people, this side is left and this side is right to a person, is it not? A person is sitting here facing the center means this is right hand side, this is left hand side. First you write down like this. You will avoid confusion. Then what is the and is second to the left of R? Who is second to the left of R? V is second to the left of R. Second to the left of R means where? Here? R. Second to the left of V is second to the left of R. First, second. And then Q is second to the left of T and is on the immediate right of S. U is between Q and T. U is between Q and T. How? Then which data you will start answering? From which data you will start answering? Huh? How you answer? If everything is vague, any one you have to start with. Okay. So U is between Q and T means Q and T, if it is there, V will be here. Q and T is there, V will be here. Is it not? U is between Q and T. U. Next, before that statement, what it is given? Q is second to the left of T. Q is second to the left of T. Suppose Q, if you write second to the left of T. And on the immediate right of S, on the immediate right of S, he will come. Four. So, how many? So, one circle is finished. Who is on the immediate left of S? VT. Third option, WT. VT, no. VT, not W. And which of the following is the correct position of second option? And who is the second to the right of S? Same seating arrangement. 2, 3. T is third to the right of F. Who is second to the left of M? Second to the left of M. Q is not a neighbor of T or F. Q is not a neighbor of T or F, and Q will not come here. 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 What is the position left? Here Q will come. Q is not the neighbor of T or F and is third to the left of H. Third to the left of H. For H it is left side, means for Q it is right side. 1, 2, 3. So H will come here. 7 different subjects: maths, physics, biology, English, history, psychology and French. Not necessarily in the order, means P is teaching maths, no. 7 persons are there teaching 7 subjects. Subject you have taken here. And each one of them has liking for a different color. So color is also given. The other option also you have to match. 7 persons are given means again 7 colors will be given. What are those 7 colors? Pink, green, Pink, green, blue, red, yellow. Blue, red, yellow, white, orange. Again, not necessarily in the order. T teaches biology. T teaches biology. If T is teaching biology, no other will teach biology, is it not? And biology is taught by T, he will not teach other subjects also. So you have to block like this. And likes green color, he likes green color. So green is not allotted to any other else. And any other color is allotted to this man. With one sentence. And what is the second data? Q teaches history. Q teaches history. History will not be taught by anyone else. And what is said again? Does not like yellow or orange. Q does not like yellow or orange. Teaches physics. Physics, who teaches physics likes red. But who is the person we don't know, so we cannot block here. Write separately. Next. P teaches French and likes blue color. P teaches French. And likes blue color. Blue color will not be allotted to anyone else. English likes pink. English subject fellow will like pink. R teaches maths. R teaches maths. V teaches psychology. V teaches psychology. And no one else like red. U does not like red. Does not like yellow. Maths teacher does not like yellow. This was the total data. This is the box filled with this information where you can block this. Tell me. And which subject? History. And which color we will allot to him? We cannot allot red because red is given to physics. We cannot give pink. Pink is given to English. Maths teacher does not like yellow. So yellow we can give to him. Yellow we can give to him.
Sir, red and P. Sir, white. Red and physics to us.
Huh?
Red and physics to us.
Red and
Physics.
physics. How?
So because the only column left in colors field is
Only column left in colors.
sir, that one is a combo now, physics and red.
Yes.
Sir, it should be filled either in S or U,
Yeah.
and but you didn't like red.
Yes, you didn't like red.
So
Yes will like
physics,
physics. He will take
red.
red color. Yes, that is right. Then
So Q likes white.
Q likes
White.
white. Then what about R? R teaches maths. Maths teacher does not like yellow. Which color? Orange. Maths orange. That is only vacant here. Next, yes. Yes is physics. And red we have filled. And then T filled up. U teaches English and likes pink color. Next, what is rest? English. Finish? No. Color? This is block. Yeah. Which color is liked by V? Which color is liked by V? Yellow. Who teaches English? Who teaches English? You. And who likes white? Q. Who likes orange? R. Which of the following combinations is definitely correct? Pink, U and English. Third option, red S and psychology. Psychology.
Second, pink and English, sir.
Pink and English only. Pink and English. This is with drinking. More and less they drank. And then eating. Eating. We will write according to the sequence. First K means first, second, third. Lighter drinker, then to heavy. Like that, lower to higher value we go. Among 5 friends, D came to the party before everyone. Arrival, D is first here. Among 5 friends, D less than C means C ate more than A. A ate less than C, but took a drink more than D and B. A took drink more than D and B. D and B means, again among D and B, who drank more and less, we don't know. We write like this. If at all we have any information, we will change later. Then, E came after A. Arrival. E came after A. E came after A. But A's position we don't know. Even E's position also we don't know. If among 5, this is the position. He didn't say anything. So after B, C may take heavier or A. So C's position may be here or here. But less than D. Less than D means D should be before A, is it not? So B, C, D. Okay. B, C, D, A. And then the one who came at last ate less than everyone. Who came in the last we don't know. Ate less than everyone and drank less than everyone. Last person. L we put. The person who came last ate less and also drank less.
Say E1. Say E. From drinking.
Huh?
E.
E, B, C, D already is there. Who is the person left? E. E, B, C, D, A. So this position is fixed. Drinking position we have settled down first. And then B ate more than C. B ate more than C. B ate more than C. And he went earlier than D and E. He went earlier than D and E. Who? B. B went earlier than D and E means B went earlier than D and B. D and B, B. But D and D position is not clear. D8 less than A. The person is less than everyone. So eating position is also fixed. And went earlier than C. D went earlier than C. Departure. D went earlier than C means C may be here or here. So these two positions are not clear. These two positions are clear. D cannot be determined. Who went the earliest? Departure. Can you say? Cannot be determined. Who was the last person to go? Last person to go also cannot be determined. Who took a drink more than everyone? Drinking more than everyone who? A. None of these. Who ate more than everyone? B. Is 19th from the right. Sreja is 12th from the left and Sailaja is 19th from the right. If they exchange their places, Sreja becomes 15th from the left. Sreja becomes 15th from the left, means 3 positions plus. Find the new position of Sailaja from the right. 19 plus 3, 22, 22nd. Among 5 friends, A is taller than B and C. A is taller than B and C. A is taller than B and C. B is taller than C and D. B is taller than C and D. And C is taller than D and E. D and E. Who among them is shortest? Among D and E we don't know who is taller and who is shorter. Data is not sufficient. Data inadequate. Important. This concept, why I am starting here is I can continue tomorrow morning this. Ratio and proportion. Ratio. And what do you understand by a proportion? Ratio means relation between two similar compound quantities. Ratio means relation between two similar compound quantities. I can say 3:4 is a ratio. 7 grams is to 11 grams is a ratio. I cannot say 7 liters is to 8 meters, is it not? So, in a ratio, quantities. And proportion means relation between two ratios is called as a proportion. 1:2 is as to 2:4. 1:2 is as to 2:4 means according to the ratio, this is one ratio and this is another ratio. The same relation is followed between 2 and 4. 1 is doubled as 2 and 2 is doubled as 4 here. Otherwise, I can even say 1:2 is as to 2 grams is to 4 grams, even I can say. According to the ratio, these two are in one compound quantities and these two are in one compound quantities. According to the proportion, the relation whatever you have between 1 and 2, the same relation holds between 2 grams and 4 grams. So in ratio, we give importance to the units, and in proportion, we give importance to the relation between two ratios. And in this, the main rule we get is mean rule. What is mean rule? What is mean? Product of the extremes. Product of the extremes. This is very, very important. Product of the extremes is equal to product of the means. Mean rule is the product of the extremities will be equal to the product of the means. This is important. And coming to the questions, the type of questions, right from the morning in all the topics we have been doing more by less, less by more, that concept we were doing. Actually, what is that more by less and less by more? We will learn in their ratio and proportion. First type of problems are called as direct proportion. Direct proportion. What type of problems we call them as direct proportion means, if you take two variables x and y, if you take two variables x and y, an increase in one quantity may cause a considerable increase in the other quantity. Otherwise, a decrease in one quantity may cause a considerable decrease in the other quantity. In such cases, x by y is always constant. Instead of explaining like this, if you take a small problem, that will be easier. Very simple. How the problem of direct proportion will be? The cost of 12 cycles is rupees 14,400. What will be the cost of 18 cycles? Simple problem. The cost of 12 cycles is 14,400. Then what will be the cost of 18 cycles? In our childhood days, if you want to solve this method, how you will write? Cost of 12 cycles is equal to 14,400. Therefore, cost of one cycle, what we call it as unitary method. Unitary method. As we grow, we will get an idea. 12 cycles are costing 14,400 means 18 cycles will cost more, is it not? Will cost more. Therefore, more by less into 14,400 we will put directly. 1200s, 18 into 1200 means 21,600. So here I have not told for problems, just direct proportion I wanted to show. As the x value, the number of cycles increased from 12 to 18, the y value 14,400 is increased to 21,600. I have already told you that x by y is constant. Assume this as x and this as y. 14,400 divided by 12, you will get the cost of one cycle. 21,600 divided by 18 also you will get the cost of one cycle. All the problems except a boy sold 12 oranges for 1 rupee are of same model. All the problem except those oranges problem. Second model is indirect proportion. Indirect proportion problem models will be how they will be indirect proportion. Suppose you take two variables x and y. An increase in one quantity may cause a decrease in the other quantity. Otherwise, a decrease in one quantity may cause an increase in the other quantity. So if one quantity increases, the other decreases. If one quantity decreases, the other increases. In such cases, x into y is equal to constant. In such cases, x into y is constant. The problems will be of this model. 15 men can do a work in 15 days. In how many days 9 men will do the same work? Same work. Usually when you read this problem, as it is related to men and work, you think that this is a problem on time and work. But this is a problem on men. 15 men, 20 men, when you are taking men in a group, you should think that men of equal capacity. How we take 15 men will take 15 days to do a work. What I am doing is, in place of 15 men, I am appointing only 9 men. I have decreased the number of men. Then the number of days taken will be more or less to complete. As the persons decrease, the number of days will be more. So, more by less into 15. 3 3s, 3 5s, 3 5s. 5 into 5, 25 days. So, if 15 men can do in 15 days, 9 men will do in 25 days. I told here x into y as constant. X into y constant means 15 into 15 is 225, 9 into 25 is 225. It means that 15 men 15 days work is equal to 9 men 25 days work. As the work related problems, this much process is not required. Directly 15 men 15 days work is equal to 9 men how many days work? Directly you can take. 15 men 15 days work is equal to 9 men how many days work? If you want to find the value of how much, 15 into 15 by 9, you will get 25. This is of the model, as one value decreases, other value increases. We did the problem, you confused, the same model. And third type is compound proportion. Compound proportion, or you can take this as the mixed proportion. Compound proportion or mixed proportion means you will have 3 quantities or more than 3, x, y, z, 3 variables. If you have 3 variables, how the problem can be framed? When the x value increases, y also increases, z also increases, one model. When the x value increases, y increases, z decreases, one model. X value increases, y decreases, z decreases. X value increases, y decreases, z increases. X decreases. Like that, if you take 3 variables means 2 cube, 8 models will come. But all the 8 models we need not learn. Our concept is more by less and less by more. Mainly in compound proportion we get 2 models. If you learn 2 models, any problem with that method, more by less, less by more method only, we will solve. Write down one problem. In a hospital, there is a consumption of 1350 liters of milk, 1350 for 70 patients for 30 days. In a hospital of milk for 70 patients for 30 days. Then how many patients will consume? Then how many patients will consume 10 liters of milk? Then how many patients will consume 10 liters of milk in 28 days? In 28 days. Our concept is more by less, less by more. Since the question mark is here, read the problem from this side. Read the problem from this side. And more by less, less by more, we have to take two things at a time, is it not? The number of days. I will close the number of days means, once I am closing the number of days, forget that the data of number of days given in the problem. Forget. 50 liters of milk, you can give 70 patients per day. Suppose if you have 10 liters, will you give more number of patients or less number of patients? More number of patients. So, more value by less into, first you have closed this, second you close this. When you are closing the quantity of milk, think that the milk quantity is not given in the problem. I have come from my place, I have brought certain quantity of milk. If I want to distribute 30 days, I should distribute 70 patients a day. But I want to go 2 days early. I want to complete off my work in 28 days only. Then in order to complete the quantity which I brought for 30 days, I should give more patients per day or less? More patients. So, more by less into, first I closed this, next I closed this. If next I close this means question mark is closed. So 70 you take as it is. 70 you take as it is. 0, 0. 7 4s are 28. 2 2s, 2 15s. 15 9s. 190. So, if 70 patients will consume, if 70 patients will consume 1350 liters of milk in 30 days, 10 liters in 28 days, or the quantity of milk or the number of days. 42 men, 42 men working 10 hours a day, 42 complete a piece of work in 24 days. 28 men working 12 hours a day. The work in how many days? Work is here. Read the problem from this side. Taking 2 at a time. If the question mark is here, take one data here, one data like this. First I will close. If I work 10 hours, I can do in 24 days. But instead of 10 hours, if I do 12 hours, less number of days. So less by more into, second I will close this. 42 men will do in 24 days. 28 men are reduced, so more number of days. More by less into 24. 12 twos are 2 14s, 14 threes. 30 days. 30 days. But I told you, why I told these two problems, I wanted to show the difference. Here, this is a work related problem. 42 men, 10 hours, 24 days work is equal to 28 men, 12 hours, how many days work? Whether you may miss number of days, number of hours, number of men. If you want the value of question mark, 42 into 10 into 24 by 28 into 12. See here, 12 and 28 are in the denominator, 12 and 28 are in the denominator. This method is right. By chance you adopt this method here. 70 patients, 1350 liters of milk for 30 days is equal to how many patients? 1710 liters in 28 days. If we want to find the value of how much? 70 into 1350 into 30 by 1710 into 28. Denominator 1720, 1350. Here 1710. This method is wrong. This direct method is applicable only for the work related. Why? Here, men are increased means milk must also be increased. Direct proportion. Men are increased means milk must also be increased. Direct proportion. Men are increased means number of days reduced. Indirect proportion involved. That is the difference between these two. So more by less by more concept is even for four things. 42 men working 10 hours a day can complete 200 meters of road in 24 days. Again 200 meters of road came means you have to go with more by less by more, because they are direct proportion. Meters are increased, days will be increased. Take care of those things. Once you are thorough with these methods, any problem you can solve easily. Right? Next problem. A contractor agreed to complete a road in 100 days. After doing the work for 60 days, and after was completed, how many more men should he employ? How many more men should he employ to complete the work? How many more men should he employ to complete the work as per the schedule? Given here, men are given, work is given, number of days also will be given. Men are given half of the work they did in 60 days.
The number of men is not provided.
A contractor agreed to complete a road in 100 days. A contractor agreed to complete a road in 100 days. He engaged 140 men. 40 men, half of the work is completed in 40 days. As per the contract, how many more days are left? 40. How much work is left? Half work. How many men are required? See here, both are equal values, half and half. You cannot take more and less. When both are equal values, strike off here itself. When both are equal values, strike off here itself. Then question mark is here. Read the problem from this side. In order to complete a work in 60 days, we need 140 men. But in order to complete the same work in 40 days, more number of men are required. More by less into 140. 22s, 23s, 270s, 3 into 70 is 210. Out of 210 already how many we have? 140. So how many more men should we employ? 70 more men we should employ to complete the work as per the schedule. See, A, B and C can do a piece of work 20, 25 and 30 days respectively. Together contracted, they together contracted a work for, they together 1110. What is the share of B? If individually taken, A, B and C can do a piece of work in 20, 25 and 30 days. They contracted together a work for 1110. They have completed. They received 1110. What is the share of B in that? Now you tell me who has to get more money? Do that. C. Because C will do 30 days. Give him more money and appoint him. Poor fellow A is doing the same work in 20 days. We don't want this one. Take him. Wages. For that point only I am telling, wages paid according to the number of days. Wages should be paid according to their capacities. Capacities are 1 by 20 is to 1 by 25 is to 1 by 30. If A can do a piece of work in 20 days is, 1 day work is 1 by 20. 1 by 20 is called as 1 day work or is capacity. 20, 25, 30, the LCM is 300. 20 15s are, 25 12s are, 30 10s are. So, A should get 15 shares, B should get 12 shares, C should get 10 shares. Totally for 37 shares, what is the amount to be distributed? 1110. Then what is the share of B means? 12 shares value is how much? 37 shares value is 1110 means 12 shares value will be less. So less by more into 1110. How much? 360. What is the share of B means? The share of B is rupees 360. Three men or 4 women, all in 43 days. In how many days can 7 men and 5 women build the similar wall. If 3 men here and is given, how will do? Here 3 men work is equal to 4 women, is it not? 3 men work is equal to 4 women means man by woman is equal to 4 by 3. It means that man is working with 4 capacities, woman is working with 3 capacities. Once you are converted like this means you are converting them into capacities. 3 men means 3 into 4, 12 capacities. Or 4 women means 4 into 3, 12 capacities. Working with 12 capacities, the work can be done in 43 days. Understand? Working with 12 capacities, men and 5 women means 7 men means 7 fours are 28 capacity. Plus 5 women means 5 threes are 15 capacity. 28 plus 15 means 43 capacities. Suppose if you are working with 43 capacities, will it take more number of days or less number of days? Less number of days. So less by more into 43. 43 gets cancelled. The work can be completed in 12 days. The work can be completed in 12 days. Next. Subodh gave 1/4 of his money to Naresh. Naresh in turn gave, Subodh gave 1/3 of what he received. If the difference between the amount of Naresh and Jayant is rupees 200, give